The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Jesus Christ, Regan, you didn't see this movie until you were in your 30s.
It was nothing like that, penis breath. Hey there, Cinema Nuts, and welcome back to No Country for Old Films. I'm Regs, and he's Tommy.
Well, hello there.
And today, we're just two pre-teen, single-parented kids who decide to take into their home what can only be described as a shaved Ewok.
Or a ball sack with eyes.
Now that you've said it, yep, that's exactly what ET is. It should be BT.
BS, more like.
You can BS the ball sack. Imagine if this movie was just called BS, the ball sack. Oh, fuck.
The Extra-Terrestrial.
The Extra-Terrestrial ball sack. Anyway, we're discussing movies that we watched over and over again, except for this one, because I've only seen it twice.
I've only seen it a few times too. And in an age where all cineplexes are gone, and your favourite childhood director hasn't made a good movie in 20 years, and nostalgia is king, we're looking back at the movies that somewhat shaped us as adults in this case. Regan, how are you, mate?
I'm good. That was a fantastic start.
Well, we just
We're off
lost
to the
it
races already.
Immediately. Just like your haircut. You've lost a lot of weight off top. You look totally different.
It was I walked into a barber shop and they took it all, and then I walked out and I gave them money. Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
You paid them for that?
I know. No, I grew it long for the play that I was in. And then afterwards I was like, I need a drastic change, and this is it. Hope everyone enjoys the salt and pepper.
Love that for you. Love that look for you.
DM me.
On with the show, Regan?
On with the motherfucker.
E.T., stay with me. I love you.
Where are we going?
Follow me! I'll be right here.
Picture this, Regan. Picture this in your mind brain, if you will. The year is 1982. Gandhi wins Best Picture. Blade Runner arrives maybe 3 decades too early. Thriller releases and Michael Jackson changes the face of pop forever. Meanwhile, the Commodore 64 hits shelves and suddenly every child's household changes massively. And somewhere, Regan, out there, a small brown alien mutters words that will change cinema forever. Phone home.
And he does. And he does. And they
film. What a film, Regan.
It's a banger. It's, like I said, I didn't see this.
But
until
why?
First time I heard. I don't know. It's a really weird blind spot for me as well, a person who's got more than one Steven Spielberg film in his top 10. And I just don't know.
Jaws being one. What's the other?
Raiders.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls? I think you're thinking West Side Story, but okay. Didn't do Guys and Dolls.
I'm sure he's done at least one of those films somewhere.
Yes, he has.
I also love all the Indiana Jones films, so yes, correct.
Yeah, of course.
Correct
that all is part of one, really.
Yes.
But it's a strange one. What was your sort of child experience with this?
Well, of course, we're talking about E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial, for anyone who hasn't guessed from the ball sack with eyeballs intro, which may or may not make the final idea.
Either way, you're seeing it. I'm putting it out there.
The ball sack with eyeballs? Or?
Yeah. I would love it if it just cut immediately to a shot of my testicles with googly eyes on them. Because
I was going to say, you know that thing people do when they turn the camera upside down? It's their chin and their mouth, and they put the googly eyes there. It's just that, but...
my dick and hanging balls going phone home. They'll know it's me too, because that looks like 40-year-old balls.
They will 100% see that. And really, this is a blind spot for me too.
So, sorry.
God, don't want to know. It's not massively my cultural lexicon. Like we've talked many times about, like I had a set of movies growing up that we would pull out of the cabinet and we'd put on, and it was Star Wars, it was Indiana Jones, it was a Star Wars. That's not a word. It was a Jaw. It was words.
Hang on,
I'm making everything singular this episode in case you're not like Elliot's mom. She's single.
Hang on, the Jaw one really got me because it's not. It is a plural, but not in the title. You know what I mean?
Isn't it weird?
A jaw.
Isn't it strange? Yeah, a jaw. So
a Ready Player.
This wasn't really in my cultural lexicon growing up, even though I loved it. And I remember having watched it many times on TV, and I remember renting it, but it never quite made the hallowed cabinet. So it is a bit of an outlier. And I think we can talk about why.
Okay.
So if your earliest memory of this was seeing it in your 30s, what was your like? You wouldn't necessarily have nostalgia for this.
Not really, no. I think probably the nostalgia comes from more the time period than the actual film itself, because I was born in 82. Hang on one sec. It's fucking aggressive light. So yeah, it's like the I think it was the thing that really got me though was the kids playing D&D at the beginning, and they're all smoking. I'm like, if you replace those cigarettes with vapes, that's fucking now.
It's the world is circular, my friend. Everything comes back around,
doesn't it? Just and then she's like, okay, no, you're not allowed to order pizza, but you are allowed to smoke cigarettes. No, it's definitely the 80s.
And I'm getting way ahead of myself here. And the one I had when we're going to talk about the modern rewatches, the funniest part is, so obviously E.T. Comes into their garden and makes a bunch of noise in the backyard. The first thing those kids do is go for the fucking biggest knives they can get a hold of. I was like, God damn, the 80s were a different time.
And like, hey, look, Dad's not in the picture.
True.
They've got to be the men of the house. Yeah, I thought Dad was dead the whole time. It was like dead dad situation. I thought he
ran away with the maid. Like the whole time, like just her reactions to everything. I was like, he's definitely run away with the maid.
What is it, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, 100%. He's banging her.
I left my kids for the maid, and then I ended up leaving them, and an ET came.
What is this Arnold Schwarzenegger impression you're doing?
It's not
very good. This bad one I'm doing is better than yours.
It is, yeah. That was really terrible. Really terrible. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, so Arnold. Sorry, mate.
Are you implying that E.T. took their dad's place?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Because he leaves too.
She really does like ball bags, this woman, doesn't she?
She does. She does. She loves ball bags. Literal ones and ones who behave like ball bags.
Yeah, precisely. And look, right, so it must be like 25 years since I've seen this film, if it's a day. Like it's been a long old time. So I was look, I remember the main plot beats of this story, but like the interlinking narrative, I wasn't like, like it's not something that I have locked away. Like you talked about Raiders a minute ago. If you put Raiders on, I could walk you through that film, even though I've probably not seen it for maybe 3 or 4 years. This, I was just like, oh my God. It's about this suburban street kid who his dad's left, and it's about the emotions and the loneliness. And I was like, this is amazing. There's a lot of things that I also didn't remember, like how boring the first sort of half an hour to 40 minutes of this film.
It's all that suburban horror kit home shit. You're just like, fuck all this noise, yeah.
But like, there's something about it, and I'm probably again jumping ahead of myself. There's something about it which is the John Williams score mixed with how Steven Spielberg can just get kids to act so damn good. Yeah. I don't know how he does it, but there's something between those two things that just literally like puts this on a different trajectory to other films.
I think he has a youthfulness and a playfulness about him as a person. If you see the documentary about him, and you see him with
Henry Thomas. Oh
no, not the documentary about E.T., the documentary about Spielberg that they made, that's sort of bookended by him making The Post. Oh. It was a really good doco. But anyway, that you see him with Drew Barrymore, and he had to kind of work her up to get to an emotional place. And then you see him consoling her, and he's very parental, but he's also at her eye level. Like I think he just relates to them, especially ones who have stolen youth because of what happened to him, about his parents sort of, their relationship imploding. I mean, fuck, see The Fabelmans,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I think the cast are really good too. Like the young people are, they're all on. They're all game, you know, when they're all sitting around talking about.
Fabulous.
Yeah, he's excellent. He's the typical bully older brother who realizes his younger brother's actually in real strife and then decides to help him. Yeah, you know, which is the real thing. But
really nice, easy trope to use.
Yeah, but it gets you into the thing, you know. And then you've got the where they're all sitting around talking about what they're going to go as for Halloween, and Drew Barrymore's character says, "I'm going as a cowgirl." Now, the cowgirl, which I believe the reverse of, is the first sexual position we see her in the film Poison Ivy. It's just what's up. It's not my fault she made that movie.
You are a bad man.
I'm a bad man. But it's a good joke. Sorry, Drew.
Good work. You're right. I think everything down to the design of the ball bag with eyes is just exceptional. Like E.T. itself as a puppet, as like a real thing, and you talk about this all the time. It's light bouncing off an object and like a real thing there. When the neck extends, like all these little bits, I get such a nostalgia way forward. I'm watching it. I'm like, you know, it's that thing of like, so I went down to, I was in your neck of the woods this weekend, I was in Melbourne, and we met my
Didn't
best
visit.
friends.
Didn't visit.
This
everybody.
Is why, let me finish. I was there to meet my best friend's newborn. So we were meeting the little baby, and she was very cute. But it's like, I was thinking about like that age when they get to, it's maybe like 3 or 4, and what you do influences how they react to stuff. And you can see that in ET. So like, you know, when you got like a 4-year-old and they're like running around and they fall over and they like, I don't know, they bang their head or they bang their knee or whatever. And like, it depends on how you react, how they react. If you go like, oh, are you okay? They'll probably cry. But if you're like, that's hilarious, they'll probably start laughing as well. Yeah. And that's how I see ET in this. And it's kind of beautiful. He's almost like a child as well.
And he's empathic. Like he feels and transfers his feelings to it. Like I completely forgot that bit that happens.
I did too.
Yeah. And you know, he gets pissed.
I mean, that was a weird fucking sit. And the bit where he's watching the movie and he's like spinning the girl around. I was like,
I love that scene where it's mirroring in the classroom and they're releasing the frog. Yeah, man, fucking get rid of all those frogs. And the chick who he's dancing with and then ends up kissing is Erica Eleniak, who 10 years later would burst out of a cake nude under siege. So this film is just filled with people who turn up in erotic thrillers.
Why do you know all about women in this film who've turned up nude later on?
Nah, full stop. It's a full stop. Regan? Why do you know all about women? Question mark. Yeah. I don't know. It just popped out of a cake.
Well, not that scene, not the cake scene, but this film.
Yes.
E-ist of T-ist.
E.T.
E.T.'s has some of the most iconic scenes of all time. And you're absolutely right. That one, surprisingly iconic. The way E.T. gets drawn. And I can't believe I forgot about it. Like everything from, you know, the phone home we joked about, the bikes, the Halloween outfit, like, you know, when he recognizes Yoda, all of that stuff. And like,
can we talk about that for a second?
Please.
They're all going on Halloween, like, the kid does a Yoda voice at one point. He's like, "These are my toys. This is Bib Fortuna, and this is Boba Fett." And he's saying all like, "Okay, we know you're friends, all right? We fucking get it." I mean, I think even people knew in the 80s.
Of the kids' films Spielberg made, like, do you think he ever topped this? So, like, you talked about the BFG. Name some other of kids' films he's made. My brain's gone dead. Hook, obviously one of my all-time favorite films.
Tintin.
Right. AI, he made that one too. That's right.
That's not a kid's film.
I'd say it's a kid's film.
No, absolutely not. That little robot boy gets pitched into the ocean for 1,000 years, and that's not childish.
It is. Come on.
I was like, Terry Gilliam, the director, talked about that film, and he said that's where the Stanley Kubrick version of that movie ends. The kid gets thrown into the ocean and credits, whereas Spielberg's got all the huggy, kissy shit at the end. And like I was saying before, Close Encounters.
Are you telling me that Munich isn't a kid's film? Are you telling me that Warhorse isn't a kid's film?
Warhorse could be a kid's film. Adventure picture. I'd say the Indiana Jones, at least the first one, could be a kid's film. Like I saw that when I was a kid. But if you're talking about like family films, that if you went on a streaming service, it would be in the family section.
The family section.
There's like 3 or 4. You know?
This is by far his best kids film. Like,
yes, I don't like it as much as some of the other ones, but you're right in the way that it's executed.
Interesting. Which would you prefer to watch?
Hook.
Oh, I love that film.
I fucking love Hook.
We need to come back to that at some point. Whenever they do a new Peter Pan, which they'll do in the next 2 years without question. Phenomenal. One of my all-time favorite films.
Yeah.
One of the things I mentioned, I was talking about John Williams before. I think he played a huge part in the success of this book.
Yeah.
The direction by Spielberg, and look, he's one of the best directors of all time. Who am I to wax lyrical about him? But one of the things I noticed, and I was trying to be critical about this when I was watching, I was trying to think, what does adult me think of this film? The way he uses light is just incredible, and you don't get that nowadays because every film stage is every film is set on a stage where it's all green screen and there's no blocking, there's no proper it's all like just direct lights, like I'm lit now. Whereas in this, like when Elliot first goes outside and he's looking in, he's coming into the garden and he's looking to see if he can see the little ball bag. It's just fantastic.
Don't you're giving me shit for pointing out like women who would grow up to be hot. Okay, that's not my fault. I'm talking about them, I'm talking about us. You're talking about a child going in and discovering his own nuts. Like that's a child you're talking about there,
is that what this film's about? Is it about discovering himself?
It is. That's the whole
have we
thing.
made a breakthrough with this film?
We have. Somewhere Spielberg's going, finally, they I'm seen.
They got it. And see. No, I love the way he uses light. The way he introduces the bad guy, like it's just phenomenal. Like you don't even see his face for most of the film. He's just like, it almost feels like a Western. He's just a set of jangling keys. Like it could almost be like the spurs on his boots, and I just love that. And it felt from a kid's height. You were talking to Drew Barrymore from a kid's height. Like that's what that very crotch level. That's a weird thing to say, but like that's what he would see. The keys are like right there.
Of course,
don't smirk.
No, you made the joke, but you're right. All the blocking of the shots with Elliot and ET are at their eye level. It's never up high with the parent. You'll notice that. And also, you're absolutely right. He does use light really well, but he also picks really good DPs. I was rewatching War of the Worlds last night, and not double penetration. Director of photography. I take out the O. We call them DPs in the biz, nice. Or DOPs, DOPs. That's what we call them. But and I think it's is it Johannes Kaminski. I'm not sure who his DP was on War of the Worlds, but like he's lighting things like single source. He's got backlight so people are lit from behind, so the light plumes around them. Sometimes you see the light source in the shot. It's just like a bulb or something that they've brightened. You're right. Everything nowadays is so flat. It's that fucking super digital, and they've got to light everything perfectly so they can adjust the frame. But back then, it was like what you saw through the viewfinder is what you were going to fucking get.
Amazing. It gives it a naive joy I've written down here, which I don't remember writing. I must have been tired while I was watching this film. But it does like that, like the blocking, the angles, things that kind of get overlooked nowadays, and the joy that you get when you again flip in that John Williams score it just builds up like a crescendo, and it's just so beautiful. It's fantastic. So what's your most memorable scene from this, having only seen this as an adult man? Well,
I mean, probably I really do love that. Oh, that was going to ask too. I really love the Halloween scene.
Oh yeah, same.
It's such a beautiful respite from the kind of the weird because much like in life, once the government gets involved, everything's fucked. And so, but I love that the little respite of innocence. Like, we'll take our fucking alien baby friend nutsack on the thing, and they'll think it's the cowgirl, our sister. That's a really beautiful scene, and also where all the kids come together at the end. The bike chase is fucking fantastic.
Amazing.
Just really great. But the thing I was going to ask you was, did you guys do Halloween in the UK, like proper?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a very American thing, very stateside thing. Yeah, we did a little bit of it. Not really, not a lot of like trick or treating. We did a little bit, like where I lived. So where I lived in the UK, like we were quite like we're in the rolling hills of the UK, up in Yorkshire, lad. I should sound right like this. If for no one who don't know, like I should sound right like this. And if you give me 2-3 pints, it all right comes right out. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I lived in the middle of arse end of nowhere, so like it was actually quite hard to do trick or treating, other than the people who lived directly around us. So like we'd dress up, but we didn't really do anything. Did you?
No, we never did it. I'd never lived in sort of a suburban area, or like these guys live in a cul-de-sac. It was never like that. We always lived kind of rurally. Like if you wanted to go trick-or-treating, you had to walk quite a ways to get to the next fucking place.
Yeah. You were always a performer anyway, though. You always had your outfits on. You were always like singing.
Yeah, I mean, much like E.T., I look good as a ghost or in drag. You know, so
that's one of my most memorable scenes. The scene where they dress him up and he's like they try and pass him off as a sister. I'm like, you have really low standards of what your sister looks like. That's really cruel.
Yeah, or do you think all your parents are fucking blind? Like,
or drunk? Like, who knows at this point? I mean,
this looks like a shaved Ewok's ball sack. Like we said, let's put the two together. The perfect both worlds.
Perfect harmony.
I think that's good. And also, the first bicycle flight scene is
amazing.
Incredible.
I think the first one's better than the second one because I think it's more magical almost. I feel like because you've kind of seen it, and you know, like the second one gets a little bit ruined by the special editions because I don't know if you know this, but in the special edition they changed the shotguns that the
torches,
police have to I think they're walkie-talkies.
Yeah, right. What did I watch it on? I can't remember.
What did you watch it on? Did you have a rehearse?
I think it might have been. I think it might have been something that maybe. You don't use. I watched it on the ices.
I watched it on the high seas. No, it's on one of the streaming platforms. I think it might be Paramount.
I don't have that one, but I managed to watch the film, and I did find that they still had their shotguns.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
We watched it on the one I watched this time. It had the shotguns, but I didn't know it was meant to be shotguns because I don't remember ever seeing it with shotguns.
Yeah, right. I think the last time I watched it was, you know, on a proper stream, or it might have been a rental or something. But yeah, the definitely this time it was guns, because I remember thinking that I thought they changed into torches. I don't know why. Like it's fucking this mollycoddling bullshit that went on back then.
And that is actually one of the things that Spielberg actually says he regrets about the film. So if you see any interviews with Spielberg, this is his favorite his favorite score for his movies. Like this John Williams score, it's his absolute favorite, and he constantly says, and he's not wrong, that Williams was a big part of the success of this film, but he always also says that he regrets taking them out. I feel like you're right; it's mollycoddling, it's silly, and the government would totally fuck that up. 100%, they would screw that whole thing up. So, yeah. I like to think when I'm watching these films that we're going back to, I'm like, which character is Regan in this?
I'm the ballsack, 100%.
You're E.T. in this. You are E.T.
I absolutely am E.T. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Because you have healing powers, but nobody believes you and you nearly die halfway.
And I'm fucking, leave all the people that I love so much. No, I turn white and scare the shit out of everybody.
You are white, my friend.
That's will shake you to your core when you see him like E.T. white,
awful
and horrific, and then the kid says, "We're sick. I think we're dying." Like particularly, you'll forget 100 times out of 100 that this film starts with a whole bunch of alien business in the forest, right?
Yeah, I didn't even remember that at all.
Yeah, and even though they are interstellar visitors, there is an organicness and a rawness to the characters of E.T. and his race, but also the way that they interact with not only the characters but the story in itself. It's how it's staged, like you said, it's how it's lit, all these kind of things. And then you switch that halfway through and it becomes really clinical and weird. And they're in those tents and they've got the big hoses coming out and everyone's in hazmat, and it switches gears again. Like he's really great at being able to, but Spielberg, this is, and I know that he didn't write this, but he worked, it was his idea. So he didn't write the script, but he's a great way of like matching tone in different areas of, like, it could have been two different films, you know what I mean?
You definitely feel that as it's going through, the sort of decline of E.T. kind of matches the change of the pace of the film and changes the sort of it becomes like a sterile aesthetic almost for a lot of
Yeah.
it. So you're absolutely right. It's
White
interesting that-
light.
And I think they're almost picking hurt flowers, and they are right at the beginning. And it's like
Yeah.
you move away from this natural essence of the film, of the extraterrestrials enjoying themselves, to the very human, very plastic and white feeling. And that's really interesting. I didn't think about it like that.
And then it shifts back because then the goodbye scene is back in the forest, you know?
Right. I mean, maybe it's to do with E.T. Maybe it's to do with E.T.'s stage of how he is. How are you doing, E.T.? Talk to us. How's things, mate? You good? I'm good. I don't know why he sort of sounds a little bit like, when I do it, he sort of sounds a little bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but just a bit slow.
Drunk.
I'm good. Drunk Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I fucking gave you the lightsaber.
I could phone home, but
it's an
I
elegant
won't.
weapon.
He knows Yoda. This is also you actually just unlocked a core memory for me that I 100% forgot about until this exact moment. There was an ET ride at the Universal Studios, which I went on as a child. I remember going to that, and this is all. And there was a because you're on the bikes, right? And you're like you've been trailed around, and then you come up to an ET, and it's just in front of you, and you're like, oh my god, that's ET.
Yeah. And then you come on it. I'm sorry.
It's your ball sack. You're the one that's getting come on.
That's true. Yeah. Also, I remember you unlocked it for me. I went on that ride as well. I completely forgot to just then.
I think everybody and this is one of the things, and I'm intrigued by this movie because I reckon everyone in the world has seen this movie, but I bet you 0.1% of those people can remember this starts with a fucking forest scene where there are other ETs around.
Yeah.
And I bet they've forgotten so many pieces of this. Like it's
100%.
It's one of those core films that you kind of go like, oh yeah, I've seen it, and move on from. Like, I don't see this as like massively rewatchable, but it just has a joy to it.
When you watch it, it feels special though.
Yes.
Not in the same way that Close Encounters does, because I rewatched that recently as well, the director's cut, and it is mesmerizing. Like, you can't take your eyes off it.
Nice.
But the particularly the wonder of it and the youthfulness of it, and you kind of having the children be the lead protagonists, you're with them in a way that it doesn't matter how old you are, you're always there with them. When I went on that ride, I don't know if it did this when you went there.
Wait. Did you go on that ride before you saw the movie?
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, right.
That's so weird.
I didn't know.
You went on the ET ride,
maybe
not
that's
knowing
why
what happens in ET.
I don't care. I just like rides. I'm all
That
good.
is so strange. That's fucking wild to me. I can't even get my head around that.
I don't know. It just wasn't in our thing. Like,
Wait, so when you came up to the ET on the bikes, you were just like,
that's cool.
All right.
Well, here's what I thought, because I didn't know that they did this, right? When you get on the thing, you have to import, like, you're in a car, or not a car, but you're in
on a
bike, and it takes you there. It was me, my mum, my sister, and my grandma.
Okay.
And I didn't know this, but mum, she had to import our names into a machine before we got on, or they had to tell them, or something happened.
Sure.
And we got up there, and you get up on the ride, and just as you're about to leave, E.T. says goodbye to you, right?
Oh.
And he said, goodbye, Regan, Jade, Sue. And my grandma's name's Vonnie. And it went, Vonnie. And I was like, how did they do that? How do they know that we are here?
How did they know?
How did they fucking know? Yeah, crazy. But no, I hadn't seen the film. And come to think of it, that is weird.
That is... you blow my mind there, Regan.
Be like going on the Back to the Future ride, being like, so this whole movie's about time travel.
Or the Jaws ride, and been like, this is about... We went on the Jaws... So you'll love this. We went on the Jaws ride when we were in Japan. So we went to Universal Studios in Japan, the most recent time we went. And it was, of course, everything was in Japanese. And we had no idea what was going on. And it was the most fun you could possibly have. Because the guy, like, it was so intense. Because if anyone hasn't been on the Jaws ride at Universal Studios... Very simple. Watch a video of it. It's great. You're on a boat, and it takes you around you just go around like a standard track, and there's explosions around you and stuff happens, and a jaw jumps out at you at certain points.
It's individual
jaw. It jumps out at certain points, and it's it's great and it's epic and it gives you the real feeling of Jaw. And but when it's all in a different language, it's genuinely really hard to keep up with because he's like pointing over here and there's explosion over there, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
That would be awesome on mushrooms.
Great. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, right? Absolutely.
You'd never recover.
I don't think I recovered just thinking about it. No, it was a lot of fun. Now I got a question for you, Regan.
Sure.
We always do a bit of fast forward and rewatch.
We do.
Which bits of this did you on this viewing? Did you fast forward and or rewind?
Well, none, because I was watching it. But the things that sort of poked out at me is
the ball bag.
All the domestic shit you can kind of keep. Like it's doing exactly what Close Encounters did, but Close Encounters did it a lot better. The shot of E.T. and the stuffed toys when the mum comes in. That's one of my favorite shots.
Always
in the whole
rewind
thing.
that bit. It's perfect.
So great. And just like, this is going to sound really stupid. You know how when you watch a film and there's an animal in it, like a doggy or a cat, like a pet, a domestic animal.
I love a dog.
Yeah. And they've got a lovely dog in this one.
They do.
It's a lovely big dog. And he's quite good friends with E.T. by the end of it. This movie was made in 1982.
No, don't. No, Regan, don't do it.
It makes me sad that all them dogs is dead. I can't help it. That struck me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of all the sort of life and death stuff.
You're ruining people's childhoods here, Regan. Why would you do this?
You don't have to listen.
What if it became rabid at some point?
Yeah, because it fucked with an alien. Like it bites E.T. and like the fly, it loses all its hair and shit. Yeah. Gets E.T. rabies.
So our next section of the show is we talk about a modern rewatch verdict, and when this kind of like leans into that when I'm talking about fast forward and rewind. You're absolutely right. The iconic scenes. I was very much like, I could have rewound that bit where his head's just in the dolls. That's an absolute favorite. The bit where he's dying is heartbreaking and terrifying, and it's a bit that I almost rewound it this time because I was like, there were bits of it where I was like, I didn't realize the psychic connection they had until like so far in. Right. I just thought they were really like good mates.
You know how you're friends with a ball bag?
Yeah, just walking around big ball. But the bit I honestly found the beginning 30-40 minutes, I could have easily fast forwarded some of that. I was a bit like, this is really dragging.
I wonder if you didn't have any previous with it at all, like if you didn't know what it was and you just started with the alien thing and knowing that E.T. was going to show up. Like if you didn't know that and all you saw was that cold open of the first 3 or 4 minutes, you'd be like, when the fuck are these aliens coming back in?
Right. I mean, like, I would suggest that if someone was watching this right now for the first time as a 30-year-old, you would probably be like, where the fuck is the alien everyone talks about?
Yeah. It would be it'd be
suburban
like
shit.
None of that fucking.
Not for me. I'm good.
Cul-de-sac my balls. Shout out to our new friends at the There Will Be Duds, who I was on a episode of their show doing From Dusk Till Dawn. It would be like now if someone watched that movie, because when I saw that movie, I didn't know there was going to be vampires in it. Right. So it was like, holy shit and fist. Like this is what's up. Imagine knowing now, like, of course, that movie is in the pop culture lexicon. So, you'd be like, when are these vampires fucking turning up? I'm bored. You know what I mean? Like presence and past have a big reflection on what you're doing currently.
100%. We talk about this a lot. Like it's a proper movie. It takes its time. It builds the characters and it builds, like, the performances build throughout and it crescendos beautifully. And it's just our modern brains being, expecting things to go way faster than they are. But that's, I understand that. I did watch this in a bit of a rush. So I was kind of like, come on. You know what I mean? I was like, let's get the fucking ball bag, alien. I was just, I could have skipped 20 minutes of this easily, and had the same experience. I think. As we were already talking about the modern rewatch verdict, Regan, talk to me about your modern rewatch. What held up for you?
The thing, well, okay, well, the three things that really stand out in a modern rewatch are fucking kids screaming. Like, I can't deal with it. I
So
don't.
much
It's
screaming.
one of the most irritating sounds in the world. Like, I'd rather have someone open an umbrella up my ass than listen to that.
And not a small umbrella, not the small ones,
No,
the big ones.
Yeah, and one of those ones that when you press it, it goes up first, and then you've got to open it out. Like, I'm talking, like when you do it, the tip goes like that.
It's one of those that if you press it, it comes back in so they can keep doing it on repeat to you.
Yeah, okay, actually, this is starting to sound pretty great.
It's getting a bit
weird. But yeah, I just, that bothers me. The film, the reason I like the film, even though, again, it's not in my top Spielbergers, which is the business issue. I know Mark Wahlberg's got a burger joint, doesn't he?
He
Called
does,
Wahlburgers.
which is
Yeah, you can't do
Wahlburgers,
Spielbergers.
He's a weird guy. He's a weird guy.
He is. I can't wait till he gets to something. I don't know how we possibly would.
Believes he could have changed 9/11 if if he was on the flight.
Well, couldn't we all?
Stay
Couldn't we
prayed
all?
up.
Yeah. Well, you would have beaten up a Vietnamese guy who was on the plane instead. You fucking... Anyway, the reason I like it so much, again, as I said, is because it's about kindness, particularly towards animals. And
ball bags.
we were talking, and ball bags, and we're talking about the cinematography. It's so amazing. The cinematography alone, like we said, beats the shit out of... Don't... I'm being serious. Don't start with me, motherfucker. I'll come to your house and change 9/11. That's right.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Shut your little pretty mouth. Okay. The cinematography alone beats the shit out of anything that's coming out now. And the cinematographer, Alan DeVay, I think it is, he shot Amblin, which is Spielberg's
Shot
first...
Amblin? Who's Amblin?
He shot him.
Is she dead? Is she
the
okay?
The man who shot Amblin. Nah. He well dead. No, it was Spielberg's first short that he made when he was 20, and it was made on 35mm, and he stuck with him for quite some time. So that's why it looks so great. And Spielberg, man, it's the conservation of storytelling. He's so good at those long run-on takes, the excellent blocking, the changing of frame sizes within a frame. Watch Jaws. It's a masterclass on that.
It's amazing.
It's hard not to watch and be in awe of his visual literacy.
The cultural significance of it. My first note about this film, genuinely, is just, this is just Stranger Things. Or obviously the other way around. Stranger Things is just this.
Yeah.
And, you know, we joked about it before. Culture is circular. We're coming back around. It's the 80s again. Everyone's wearing baggy jeans. But it is so imprinted. Like, you can't see the impression this left on Stranger Things. Stranger Things just is this. Yeah. It's just literally this, but with like a modern sensibility. And you're absolutely right.
Millie Bobby Brown is the ball bag.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean,
you gotta stop talking about ball bags.
Whatever, you fucking started it. I take pod responsibility for all my shit.
Oh, I take responsibility for everything, Regan. I absolutely do, especially the fact that this film is a lot more about loneliness than I remember it being about. I was pretty like depresso watching this. I was like, Elliot, my guy.
Yeah. Well, his dad left him.
Yeah.
For another ball bag, apparently.
You made a comment before. I can't remember if it's part of the pod or not, but you made a comment about there's a scene in this when they're playing D&D at the beginning, and one of them makes a comment about the father who's clearly not there, and the mum just has to rush to the sink just to take a minute. And not only is that so 80s, don't show your goddamn emotions.
No,
but like,
especially not to your children.
Of course. But like that, you know, just having to take a moment, you know, just like, little emotions done incredibly well. I feel like movies nowadays, it's just big emotion all the time in your face. It's fucking rage, and it's scared, it's terrified. It's never just those little moments, you know, and that really makes it stand out to me, especially on a modern rewatch.
It's because those moments are always in service of plot, whereas Spielberg will hold on an actor. You know, just because of recency bias, watching War of the Worlds last night, after Tom Cruise sees the tripod come up and start turning people to fucking ash, there's a moment where he rounds a corner and it just dollies in on him as he realizes what the fuck is going on. And it's just that it doesn't further the plot. It's all about character. And that's if you remove plot from anything, the characters should still work.
100%. And Dee Wallace, who plays Mary, what a performance! Like, it's just phenomenal. And just calling it out, probably the first ever MILF on screen. We've talked about our first ever screen crushes, right?
Sorry,
we've talked about this before.
Oh, sorry. I thought Emily was coming in. My cat opened the door. Look at this guy.
Hello.
Look at him.
Hello.
Hey.
You're not a ball bag. The score just it elevates absolutely every moment of this, and none more so, I would say, than there's actually a couple of bits, but like the one scene when they're at the very end, so just before they do the cycle chase, which is mad, by the way. Like, those kids could never cycle that quickly. Ridiculous. Loved it. But like, there's a bit where it's almost like a crash, like the whole like score just changes to this joyful music. So the police are closing in, and they get to the van that they've been escaping in, and they're opening up, and they've got like guns out, the terrifying psychos, and they're going into the back of the van. And it like it crashes around, and you see the kids cycling away, and the John Williams score just like powers in. If you can find just that little bit, chuck it in right here.
Where are we going? To the forest!
It elevates parts of this movie that just, in ways that don't deserve to be elevated the way they are. Like, it just makes it such a better film.
It was like what we talked about when we did this Star Wars episode, that the score has absolutely no right being as good as it is 100%. For the subject matter, you know?
100%. I had one comment here, which is there is a line in this that I was like, Elliot turns to E.T. and says, at the very end, this is my closing thoughts on this film. He's hugging E.T. and he's like, we could grow old together, E.T. And my adult brain just went, you have no idea how old that thing is. You have no idea about any of its backstory. That could be a pedophile on its planet. You have no idea. That thing that you're hugging, telling you what to grow old with, could be a psychopathic serial killer.
He could
just haven't seen that side of it.
Because he's been exiled.
They could have left him on purpose.
Yeah,
they could have
like,
done
hey,
that. I'm like,
he's a ball bag toucher back at home. And we don't want to be and now he's crossing species as well. Like, he wants to fuck other things.
I'm like, dude, like, he could be your fucking granddad. It could be anything. It's terrifying, and it's the weirdest line in the film.
Also, though, to that as well, just like in line with that point, yes, he doesn't know how old he is, but we could grow old together. Okay, even if you are the same age, these motherfuckers could live till they're like 200.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They could live for thousands of years. They could. Elliot, you're an idiot.
He could be a predator.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a Venus flytrap.
I mean, an actual predator?
Yeah.
Not a sexual predator like we joked about before.
We're on the same page here.
Okay, good.
It's bad both our minds went to that the first time. Here's a question for you. If E.T. actually arrived today, this is in the USA, remember, do you think Trump would kick them out for not being American?
They wouldn't even get past fucking Alpha Centauri, mate. They'd fucking shoot him out of the fucking sky. Are you kidding me? If an alien invasion happens now, it couldn't be worse in terms of interstellar politics.
I mean, they could restart things. That would be nice. Just, a little refresh. That'd be fine, wouldn't it?
If they targeted him specifically, if they came all the way across space to target that fucking idiot specifically, it would be amazing.
It would be the best. Do you think this is the best kids sci-fi movie ever?
Wow. Okay.
It's a big question. Let's Google
best kids sci-fi movie ever.
Zathura? God.
Zethar is actually dope, but it's not even in the same.
Google's crazy. Flight of the Navigator, one we're going to be doing at some point.
Fuck, that movie rules. Yeah, absolutely.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Labyrinth, a film I've actually never seen.
That's not science fiction. That's fantasy.
Okay, Wall-E. That's definitely sci-fi.
Yeah.
Is Galaxy Quest a kids film?
I think about it like in terms of there being kids in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd say it's probably
Kids,
this.
That's definitely not sci-fi.
No.
Jumanji.
Spy movie. Well, yeah, again, I'd call that adventure.
Ooh, it's leaning heavily into sci-fi though.
Well, no, because Jumanji's the board game's magic. It's not science.
This is true.
I'd say they're probably right on with E.T. or what was the other one that was?
Hang on, going back.
For me,
right. Flight of the Navigator. I love.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator. Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
we're going to come back to that one, everybody.
Yes, well, that's one that is a childhood that is a grounding movie for me.
When his brother walks in and he's fully grown, you're like, what the fuck happened? Didn't Sarah Jessica Parker?
And Sarah Jessica Parker. There's a lot. This is trying to tell me that Masters of the Universe, what we did in our last episode, is a child's sci-fi movie from the 80s. I'm not sure I believe that.
Not all the nipples and shotguns in it. It's not.
But no bottom.
No bottom. Yeah, unfortunately, not enough botty for Tom.
Would you like some miscellaneous notes before we finish?
I wait for these every week, please.
I love this one. My first one was, and I just noticed this film, and I just realized this. Is this Mac and Me, or is Mac and Me this? Mac and Me came out after this, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so it is a blatant ripoff, and we will get to that in the game show.
The most blatant ripoff of this film of all time. Okay, good.
Yeah. The other one's Nuki as well. Very similar.
I haven't seen that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, talking about all of the chaps who just rock up and see a bunch of aliens at the very beginning of the film. Remembering this is the 80s, where you get introduced to the bad guy. Do you think they just all have PTSD off the back of this for thinking they're sharing the same hallucination? Because they don't actually find E.T. They just believe they did, and they don't. They can believe they saw the spaceship, but they might not have done. Maybe they were all tripping balls.
You're thinking that perhaps all of these guys were, if it's the 1980s, they were all Vietnam vets, and they're all acid flashbacking.
Probably.
Yeah. No, that's right on the money, I reckon.
More than likely. And maybe that's the reason why they're searching for E.T. so hard, because they're like, if we can't find this thing, we are all fucked.
Yeah, absolutely. And searching for E.T. so hard is the porno parody name, by the way. Searching for E.T. : so hard.
Colon. E.T. comes home.
Oh, fuck.
Extra inches of terrestrial.
That's just fucking chime in, anybody, if you've got some more ET.
Anyone, put them in the
parodies
comments. We'd love that. Yeah. It's the best. Okay,
excellent.
Three quick more.
Okay,
three quick more. I can speak. I promise. Three more quickly.
Yes.
How do a species who can literally travel space make such a ridiculous clerical error that they just leave one of their species behind? I think that leads credence to the fact that maybe he is not the best of chaps, our little extraterrestrial.
Or they're just, it's like in Life, the Eddie Murphy picture, where the guy's counting people off by the amount of stones he has in his hands. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and he dropped a stone. He's like, okay, yeah, that's everybody. Gone. And then they get back to, maybe. They get to, Alpha 6
Solid
or whatever,
point.
And they're like, fuck, we didn't leave ET here because that's not his name. We left
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh, let's call him Jimmy. Jimmy and Elliot do an adventure together. That's what this film should have been called.
The idea that ET's real name is Jimmy is fucking hysterical to me. Because I made a noise. I just went, and that's his name, but you're like, Jimmy. His name's clearly Space Jimmy.
Just Jimmy. No space. It wouldn't be space to him. We're space to him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy Bob, the alien. Okay.
All right.
Did you
two quick more notes. I'm going to keep saying it like that.
Okay.
At 45 minutes, E.T. just takes some time to just do a Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I loved that. That was great.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there and I was like, this is just Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
100%.
And the final one, which I knew you would love, and I wrote this down as my final thing I'd written down from the whole film, is that E.T.'s finger just looks like a massive thin cock. The whole film.
They
and
come
he's
in all
touching
sizes.
kids with it.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yep. And he's healing them.
Him and Michael Jackson are very similar, especially because he goes white halfway through the film.
Okay, so we can fully expect a biopic about
Jimmy E.T. in the next few years that completely glosses over the fact that he had
touched all those children.
allegations. Okay, great. Can't wait.
100%. Oh,
Fuck, I hope no one out there loves this film like in their core because they're going to watch this and be like, those guys are assholes.
I like this film.
We love the movie. We're just like also making Jimmy jokes.
There's also a lot of ridiculousness to it, which, you know, as a regular adult, you got to be able to pick through these things.
Yeah, man. Hey, you got to take the good with the bad. Do you want to play a little game?
Yes, sir. Is it called Jimmy?
Is it called? No, it's not called Jimmy. It's called an extra testicle. It's about nice alien movies.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm
movies in
bad at
which
this, but good.
The aliens are nice aliens.
I only like movies where they're bad, so okay.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the same. Alien,
Independence
Predator,
Day.
Bunch of other ones.
Yeah, lots.
Independence Day. Okay, so question number 1. Mac and Me.
Yep.
Mac and Me.
Yeah.
The E.T. ripoff from
Complete
1988
Yeah.
had its production costs partly funded by which fast food chain?
I think it's McDonald's.
It absolutely is Macca's. And I'm pretty
it
sure
makes sense.
they go
it's
into
called
them.
Mac and they do a dance number. They do.
They do. Well, they do. They go into one anyway, and it was
What's the
fully
dance
built, so I
number
looked
they
it
do?
up.
Yeah.
Like just for the movie. Question number 2.
You too.
2. In 1977, Steven Spielberg directed Close Encounters of the what kind?
Third kind.
Excellent.
Tres.
He loves his aliens.
I need
His
to rewatch
aliens.
that film. I probably haven't seen that film in as long as I hadn't seen this film, so it's got to be 25 years. Easy.
Yeah, right. It's an excellent picture.
Sure.
Question number 3. Who directed Jeff Bridges in the film Starman?
Oh my god.
Predominantly a horror director.
Sam Raimi.
No, it was John Carpenter. But Sam Raimi's
makes-
a good guess, honestly. He's around
I
about the
do
same
love
time.
John Carpenter. We should do more John Carpenter films.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a bunch of good ones, and then he made Ghost of Mars. So that's a bad picture.
Do we have Mars Attacks on our list, by the
We
way? 'Cause
must.
We 100% have to put that on
Yeah,
there.
I love Mars Attacks.
It's such a fucking good film.
It's
man.
basically the comedy version of War of the Worlds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But somehow equally as funny as War of the Worlds is horrifying.
Who voiced the alien character Paul in the Simon Pegg picture Paul?
Seth Rogen?
Yes. Look at you. Look at you. Just doing it out there.
That's such a fun
Sisters
film.
are doing it for themselves. Is it a good film?
Have you not seen it?
I don't think so, no.
It's
If I
fun.
do, I
It's
don't remember it.
it feels like a bit of a stoner comedy almost. I mean, it's Seth Rogen, of course it does, but it's it throws out some interesting things. Like he's been on Earth for ages, and all of the films and such that have aliens in, they're using his likeness to get people ready for when aliens eventually.
Oh,
It's
right.
good. It's interesting. It's good.
That's actually
but
really
like
fun.
in a stoner way.
Yeah. All right. No, that's cool. I'll crack open the pipe and we'll have a good time. Meth. Not really. Question number 5, the final question.
5.
Steven Spielberg has a brand spanking new alien movie coming out this very month. What's it called?
Regine. It's the reason we're doing this episode.
Nice cross promotion.
It is. It's very cross promotion. I think it's called. Oh my god! You know it's gone from. I think it's Deliverance. No, Deliverance. No.
Very different movie.
Deliverance is a different movie. It's
One of
something-
them is about crop circles. One of them is about Ned Beatty getting anally raped by hill people.
Anally raped by hill people.
Have you not seen Deliverance?
I don't think so.
That's not on our list, everybody. Don't worry. It's not
I
a
hope
childhood picture.
It's
not a
not-
nostalgia fave.
Give me a second. It's in my brain. It begins with the D. I know it does. Because it's got Emily Blunt in it, who's looking beautiful. Disclosure Day.
There it
I knew
is.
it had it.
He
DD,
did it.
double D.
4 out of 5. Nice one.
Oh,
Nice one, homie. Very
I didn't get
impressed.
John Carpenter. That's bad news. I love John
That's all
Carpenter.
right. He didn't get you either. So
So, final question of the podcast before we sign off, Regan.
Mm.
If you could remove this from your brain and go back in time and rewatch this completely fresh, would you do it?
Yeah, I'd like to see it as a kid, and feel the
understand
magic.
what the ride meant. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's so that I knew what the fuck that ball sack was when it said my name.
Regan.
What the fuck? How did it know? Like, seriously,
Regan.
think about that as a kid. I would have been 8, maybe 9,
You
and all of
would
a
have had your
sudden,
mind
this
blown.
I knew that it was animatronic, but how did it know my name?
Truly,
And that's why I
truly,
still don't trust the government.
Truly, I don't trust them either.
No.
I think I would too. Like, even though it doesn't have like a big sentimental place in my heart, 'cause I think I skipped like kids movies and went straight, because I had older brothers, right? So I went straight to Indiana Jones and Jaw and wait, should it be Indiana Jones? Yeah, it should. Indiana Jones and Jaw. And yeah, I don't necessarily have that nostalgia for it.
This
but
depluralizing of movie titles really got me. Like,
it's
just
really weird,
fun.
isn't it? I'm not
It's
sure
really
why I'm
fun.
doing it. A Star War. That sounds strange. But yeah, like I'd love to have had that sort of childhood experience of this that everyone else seemed to have. Thank you so much for joining us on this No Country for Old Films episode. We appreciate you, dear listener. I'm pointing at you, James in San Francisco.
What?
We're talking to you through the laptop. It's coming through the speakers.
Do you mean Jimmy E.T.? Jimmy E.T., this is for you. We know the allegations aren't true, buddy.
Well, except when you turned white halfway through.
Justice for Jimmy.
Thank you. No, we do really appreciate you. We'll come back next time to revisit more of the films we love. As always, a huge thanks to the phenomenal Wiley Risso. You can find his artworks on Instagram at Wiley Risso. He did the phenomenal artwork for No Control Films. We love everything about that, all the stuff you're doing. And thank you as always for the fantastic theme music, which I'm assuming is playing in the background now, courtesy of Johnny. You're the best, wonderful creator, wonderful collaborator. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Turn
You're
it
the
off.
best.
Turn it
You're
off.
the best. What are your memories of Extra-Terrestrial, aka Jimmy? Did you make the connection between that being his real name while you were watching it as a kid? Would you go back and remove it from your brain to watch it again? Let us know in the comments below. As always, you can find us on Instagram or TikTok. We are No Country for Old Films. You can also find us. You can always email us if you're as old as we are. You can find us nocountryforfilms@gmail.com. While you're there, give us a 5-star, all those things. The things we love. Hopefully, we have earned it. Talking about this fabulous movie, which we have made some fun of.
Some, I'd say it's a
Some
pretty extreme
fun
raking,
of.
but that's okay.
Little bits here and there, but like some films, they deserve a different opinion of them, don't they, Regan?
Absolutely.
And as always, don't you dare forget to rewind before returning.
Penis breath!